Alrighty, howdy everybody. Hope everybody is having a great day. So this is our team for VHS Depot. It consisted of myself, Thomas, Kelsey, and Nicholas. Big shout outs to all of these guys. They worked really, really hard on this project. I know personally helped me out a lot and did a lot of great things. So it was a pleasure working with them. So we are VHS Depot. We are fighting the war on Netflix and Hulu and trying to really capture the retro spirit by selling nostalgic VHS tapes of your old favorite movies. So we really aim to capture the retro style. So we aim to deliver that by building out this full-fledged e-commerce web app. So to get us started on the functionality of the actual website, I will pass this off to Kelsey and she'll kick us off.
Thanks, Kevin. So, as my partner said, VHS Depot provides a unique service to its clients, and because of that, we made sure to design the register and login interface to be easily acceptable and to use. So, let's start off with the register page. This page takes in a username and a password, and I'm going to let Thomas sign us up. And as you can see, we're redirected to the home page. But let's log out and let's go back to the register page. So I configured an error message that notifies users that the username already exists, and we prompt them to either log in and/or try a different username. As you can see, username already exists, and we also provide a hyperlink right there just so that the user can log in. So let's say you are an existing user or an admin, and let's just log in, and we're gonna now display our next segment, which is the visibility and the functionality as an admin. So I'll be passing it on to Nicholas, and he'll be demonstrating that for you all.
Appreciate that, Kelsey. So as an admin, you would log in just by going into the login portal. And upon login, you're navigated to the secret part of the website, which is the admin portion. This portion allows the admin it pretty much gives them credibilities to be able to create movies. So with that button right there, if you were to click create movies, you're able to type the title, genre, and description. And by doing so, it would create a movie and add it to the movie list that you see on the bottom. It is updating in real time. So as you add it, it will display in the movie list. It also has the ability within each movie list, you can edit and delete. So if you wanted to edit that movie right there, you can just plug in whatever changes you wanted to. And let's say we're changing that right there. You would save the changes and it will reflect. As well as deleting. Let's say we don't want Star Wars no more. We're kind of tired of it. Gone. Boom. We can keep going. If you scroll all the way to the top, we also have the ability to see all the users that we have within our application, and it will be rendering all the users. So with that said, that is pretty much the entire admin page. Just gives the admin the ability to create, read, use, and delete certain objects within the movie list. And from there, I'm going to pass it on to Thomas, which is going to go over the home page.
Thanks a lot, Nick. Now I'm going to log in as a non-admin user so that I can show you the visibility of our website. All right, so when you get to the home page here, it has a list of all of our movies. And if you want to see more information about the movie, you can click on more info. And we have these buttons here. You can, and it shows you the title of the film, shows you the genre and a short little description. We got this little back to top button that saves you a few seconds of scrolling. And then when we go back here, you'll see that if we find a movie that's in somebody else's cart, you get this message. Star Wars is not available. The sci-fi is living in another cart. And we also have the ability, if you are a logged in user, to add the movie to your cart and purchase it. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Kevin to talk about the cart.
Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, so the functionality of this, so whatever login user would be able to see their cart by clicking the cart tab that is at the top of the screen. From here, they will have options to either remove individual items from their cart or check out their whole entire cart as a total while re-rendering their cart to show the active view. So yeah, let's say for example, you got a couple of movies in your cart, but you change your mind on Jurassic Park. You don't really want to see the dinosaurs run around anymore. You can go ahead and remove that individual item. It'll also prompt you a message on the other movies in your cart to let you know that the other movie was removed from the cart. And then if you want to go ahead and complete your transaction, check out all those movies, you can go ahead and click checkout cart, where you will receive a nice little message to tell you that your transaction was completed. So now basically you've seen most of the application usage. So I'm going to pass it over to Nick and he'll be talking about our tech stack.
Thanks, Kevin, for passing on. The tech stack we used for this was going to be front end. We used React, utilizing Vite, and for styling purposes, we used CSS. And when it comes to the back end, we utilized Node. For database work, we used PSQL, and then for the ORM, we used Prism. And lastly, for rendering purposes, deployment purposes, we used the render service. That was pretty much the entire stack we utilized to build this web app. And from there, I'm going to pass it on to Kelsey.
So some of the updates that we would like to implement, and we look forward to implementing to enhance the user experience, is we would like to implement a search bar so that users no longer have to scroll, which is also why we added a back to top function, just so that we can avoid scrolling. But obviously, hopefully in the near future, we're able to implement a search bar instead so users can find whatever movie that they want with ease. We would also like to implement movies sorted by genre, fan favorites, staff favorites, and possibly more. And then finally, users will also have a profile page so that they can see past orders. I'm now going to pass it on to Thomas so that he can also explain challenges.
Hey guys, so some of the issues we ran into were we had a problem talking to our API, and it was something that we kind of struggled with chronically, and trying to get all of our movies to display on this home screen here. We ended up sorting it out by updating our proxy server, which was a good learning experience because I don't think most of us had ever dealt with that issue before. We also got a chance to learn a lot about deployment because we had another issue where the build was never finishing when we were trying to build it on render. And it turned out that our scripts making the deploy were running our server twice. So we kind of had to wade through everything and figure out what was going on with that. But it went very smoothly with all of us. We had a pretty ironclad agreement about how to when to ask for help, and it seemed to be very effective. And besides a couple little silly GitHub missteps and one really time-consuming missing file that turned out to just be a collapsed VS Code tab on my part. Thank you, Tyler and Kevin, for helping me figure that out. It was more encouraging than not. And with that, I'm going to pass it back to Kevin.
All right, so we wanted to just thank you all for coming to our presentation today, and we hope you will help us fight the war on modern day streaming and buy some VHS tapes. Thank you, guys.
All right, great job.